Hey guys, I hope you are having a super Friday, and I want to first apologize for not being here live for the second week in a row. I know I said I would do Facebook Lives on Fridays, but clearly I should probably check my schedule before I agree to do something like that. Learn something new every day, guys. However, I did make a promise to give you a video, and so I went ahead and recorded it in advance. Recording this on Wednesday actually, because Friday we are going to Disney World. So anyway, so if you haven't been to my blog today or yesterday, be sure to go check it out because I do a post about Twitter and growing your Twitter following. And a lot of people feel like Twitter is kind of getting irrelevant, but I absolutely do not think that is the case at all. And I talk about why and some other things about that on my post. So be sure to go to heatherslookingglass.com for some tips and tricks and information on Twitter. And I just kind of wanted to further the conversation a little bit and talk to you a little bit more about Twitter. Typically, when I ask people what social platforms they use, everyone has a personal Facebook profile. Most people, I would say, use Instagram or at least have Instagram, whether they post regularly or not, they at least have it. And then I get to Twitter and I get this, oh yeah, Twitter. Well, I used to use it, or I just don't really like it. It goes too fast. I don't think it's relevant. Or people will say, well, I have it, but I don't post anything live on it. All I use it for is pushing out. Whenever I post a new blog, it automatically tweets. And whenever I post a new Instagram, it automatically tweets. And so it's just those pushed out automations and not actual, posts other than just your other posts from other platforms, if that makes sense. I don't think this is wise, and let me tell you why. I was stuck on Twitter for almost a year at literally the same number. It was the most infuriating thing, guys. So I was stuck between like 5 numbers for like a year. I would go back and forth. I would gain 4 and I'd lose 3 and I'd gain 1. Lose 4, gain 5, lose 1. You get the idea. I was just like pinballing back and forth between like the same 5 or 8 followers. And I was like, okay, why am I not growing? And looking back, it's so dumb because clearly I know why I was not growing. I just expected it to just happen without me actually doing any work. And looking back, I don't know. Sometimes you do things and you're just like, why? You know what I mean? So when I really decided to get serious about Twitter because I saw the value in it, I really wanted to get over the 10,000 mark. And at that point, I was at maybe like upper 8s, lower 9. And I really wanted to hit that goal. And so I worked really hard. And within like, let's see, 3 or 4 months, I gained almost 2,000 followers. So it is definitely beneficial, in my opinion, to use Twitter. And there are definitely good organic ways to grow it, some which I'll talk about in the blog, some which I will talk about in my course that's coming out in a few weeks. So definitely stay tuned for that. So how did I do this? On the most basic level, I will say I posted a lot. You're like, okay, you posted a lot, big deal. Well, when I say a lot, in July, I posted 942 times, and that was actually a decrease from the month before. So you're probably thinking, what the heck, Heather? How did you post 942 times? Did you like literally sit there and write out 942 tweets and manually tweet them? Oh my gosh, you must be on your phone all day long. I had coffee today, guys, so sorry, I'm a little hyper. No, I absolutely did not do that. That would be torture and not a very good use of my time. So what did I do instead? I use a tool called Sprout Social. And again, that is also something else that I go into great detail in my course. And it has been a huge game changer for me. Now, there are tons of tools that you can use to schedule tweets, but I love Sprout. And if you want to hear me sing praises of it more and why it's so awesome, then you'll have to get inside the course. But let me just say, it makes my life so much easier. When you think about a tweet, the lifespan of a tweet is so short. I mean, we're talking like a couple minutes maybe. I've seen people, some people say 90 seconds, some people say 3 minutes. So kind of somewhere in between there. Lifespan is so short that unless you have someone who's following, excuse me, like 5 people, the likelihood that someone is going to see you tweet the same thing twice is pretty low. What do I mean by that? Okay, so say I have a tweet, I'm tweeting out my blog post that I wrote yesterday. I would schedule that tweet to go up once a day for the next 30 days. So there's 30 tweets right there. But I would not schedule them to go up at the same time. So I'd schedule it one day at 8 a.m., the next day at 8 p.m., the next day at 10 a.m., the next day at 10 p.m., 4 p.m., bouncing back and forth all around so that it's never at the same time of day twice, or at least not in a row, or like on a Saturday at the exact same time. Because people, we're creatures of habit, and we tend to check social media at certain times of the day. So if you have people that are always checking at lunch, you don't want them to see the same tweet every day at lunch or at bedtime, or you get the point. So I vary up the times. That way it gets more exposure to more of my audience. Yes, that even means sometimes in the middle of the night. And so I vary up the days, I vary up the times. So I don't do every tweet for every day. Some tweets I might do every other day, or some tweets, depending on what it's about. If it's something that's not evergreen, if it's something that's leading up to an event, like that weekend, I'll do it every day for that week. So there's all different ways you can do it. But the point is, absolutely do not individually post 942 times. So I probably automate 70 to 75% of my tweets. The rest, what I do is 2 things. I use the Buffer app. I have an extension. It's in Chrome, a little button at the top of my window. And so say I'm reading someone else's blog, or I'm reading some great website article and I love it and I want to tweet it. Instead of having to like copy the tweet, go to Twitter, paste it, and then be like, oh, well, I just tweeted something 5 seconds ago. I don't want to tweet again. Now I have to just sit here and wait and then go back and post it in a few minutes. No. With Buffer, you just hit the little extension and it automatically adds it to your Buffer queue. So in my queue, I have it set up at certain times of the day that I want tweets to go out. So say I have mine set up for 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m. So say I have, 5 slots, 10 slots, whatever. Every time I add an article to it, it fills it in one of those blank slots. So it'll go out at one of those times, 8 a.m., 10 p.m. So I can see 5 great articles I love, and I can add them and fill up that queue, and I don't have to worry about things posting around top of each other because Buffer is going to automatically space them out for me. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, let me know. The other thing I do is I do go in live to Twitter and in real time, like things, retweet things, and say things, because it's acting, more as a real person. You definitely should interact with people. I talk about that in the post as well, I believe. But I'll go in for maybe like something, a small amount of time, like 2 or 3 minutes in the morning, 2 or 3 minutes at lunch, 2 or 3 minutes at night. I mean, you can even just do it once or twice a day and just kind of go through and see who's mentioned me, and I'll respond or retweet. I'll like a few things. I'll say a few things just to kind of add to, it's an extra layer. So in the background, I've got all those automated posts that are running without me having to do anything. Then the next layer is Buffer. I've got those posts going out at certain times of day, filling up my Buffer queue. Then on top of that, I'm also live posting, live retweeting, live liking 2 to 3 times a day generally, but for just very small amounts of time. So I've got like 3 layers of posts that are going up on Twitter. Okay, so hopefully that made sense, and you can kind of see how I get to that 942 number. Generally, when I schedule at the very beginning of the month, and I will schedule for the whole month, and it takes me a couple of hours. Obviously, things come up, and new work comes up, new things come up that I need to get scheduled, so I'll go in and get those scheduled as that happens. It might take me 2 or 3 minutes. But for the most part, I do the bulk at the beginning of the month. Then I do my live stuff randomly, a couple minutes a day, and then my Buffer stuff as I'm reading articles, reading blog posts, and reading other people's blogs and emails that I get during the day. So it's like a 3-layer system for me. Okay, hopefully that all made sense. If you do have questions about that, let me know. Also, just want to let you know, Sprout Social does have a 30-day free trial. There is no credit card required. That is actually how I got hooked, as I did the free trial. Anyway, I'm going to put my affiliate link in the comments down there. So if you want to try that out just to see, you can get 30 days free. It's, September 1. You can go in today and schedule a whole month's worth of posts today and then not have to touch Twitter, except for a couple minutes a day for a while. So, why not? You got nothing to lose, 30 days free. I say check it out. Also, my course will be launching, I'm hoping like 3 weeks, guys. I've got the cruise coming up. I'm really working hard on it. So if you want to make sure you're on the list to get info about that, be sure to go to my website, heatherslookingglass.com. I have a link in the post, my most recent post about Twitter, where you can make sure you sign up for my email list. And then you'll automatically be tagged to get information about the course when it comes out. So anyway, that is all I have for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful Labor Day weekend. And if you want to follow along with me, I will be at Nikki's Not So Scary Halloween party tonight. Well, it's going to be tonight by the time you see this, Friday night. And then in Disney World for the weekend. So be sure to follow me on Instagram at HeathersLG. I'll be doing Instagram stories as we go. So thanks so much again, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.